Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 302 Sports Weekly. I have a lot of work to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 302 Sports Weekly. I am your host, Benny Pinella, alongside Pat Garianis. Pat, thank you.
Hey, how you doing, Ben? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little different this week than most.
Shaved off the fuzz there, buddy.
But you know what? We find a way to win. I look like I could be competing against a couple of our guests still.
Yes, coming up, we're going to be talking about volleyball, soccer, field hockey, football. We're going to be sitting down with Irving Mims to talk about IM Sports and previewing our Spotlight Game of the Week, DMA versus the Spartans of St. Mark's. Let's go Spartans. Right now, though, we have to introduce our partner, Jason Winchell. Jason, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thanks, Benny. It's great to be here.
So let's dive in. Before we dive into that, we have to thank our, of course, Gary and Nick from Hooters, located at 136 Astro Shopping Center. Come out, support the show. We have a packed house tonight for 302 Sports Weekly. So come out and enjoy some of their delicious wings and many other things as well. Great place taking a game.
It is. Speaking of games, trust the process tonight as the Sixers get it going. And once again, like we said, live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. If you have any highlights, scores, stats, or any other information you would like to see on the show, just contact us, 302sports@gmail.com. Go to the website, 302sports.com. On Facebook, follow @302sports, as well on Instagram and Twitter. And, of course, we will have the weekly poll all the time up on Twitter, so get interactive there. And, of course, now on Snapchat, sports_302. Or just come down here live from Hooters of Newark, located at the 136 Astro Shopping Center every Wednesday, and just join in the fun.
A lot of fun we're having tonight. Let's start it off with field hockey. Jason, looking at the top 10 for Division II, not a lot of movements, but again, the bottom half, you see two teams dropping out, Redline, Brandywine. In come Conrad, Mount Pleasant. Of course, Archmere upsetting Redline, and Mount Pleasant beating Brandywine. What's the reason for some of these movements in Conrad's season so far?
Yeah, Conrad's kind of had an up and down season. They started off real good in our top 10, and they hit that kind of wall and struggled. But the last few weeks, they beat Division I Power and Sussex Tech, and then they had a couple of nice wins last week against Division II teams. So they climbed back in the top 10, and Brandywine and Red Lion just had a tough week last week, so they both kind of fall out, but I wouldn't count them out just yet.
And Jason, you look, one new team into the top 10 that we haven't seen yet this year is Mount Pleasant. What have the Green Knights done to get themselves in the mix here?
Yeah, all they've been doing is winning, Pat. It's crazy. I believe at the beginning of the year, Mike said they were going to be the team to watch for, and he was not kidding, and they were able to defeat Brandywine last week, 1-0. That's probably going to win the Flight B Conference and probably get them in the playoffs. That was a good win for them.
Coming up this week, we have Caravel at number 4 Ursuline. We have a Division I team facing Division II team, Polytech and Lake Forest. Another D1, D2 matchup in Padua and Ursuline. And a lot of interesting stuff here for Division II field hockey. Division I field hockey, much the same. Sussex Tech bumps out, Caesar Rodney bumps in. What was the reason for that shakeout?
Caesar Rodney was able to beat Sussex Tech 3-2 to take over that spot, jump back in. Sussex Tech at one point 2 weeks ago was number 3. And then since they were in that 3 spot, they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. So unfortunately, they had to drop out. But I wouldn't count them out yet. I mean, they play that tough local conference, and they could pull off a couple wins down there.
Hey, looking at a couple of the other scores, Padua defeating Wilmington Charter 3-1, Concord Middletown ending in a tie 1-1. A couple matchups to look at this week here, Jay. Number 6 Concord visiting at Paquinnick. That actually started tonight at 6 o'clock. Then you got number 9 Wilmington Charter taking on St. George's Friday 3:45, and then big matchup, Jason. Polytech number 3 taking on number 1 Cape Henloper Saturday at 6:15. What's going to happen there? That looks like it's going to be a really good matchup.
That's going to be a really good matchup. Every year, Polytech goes down there thinking they can beat Cape Henloper. Could this be the year They have been real strong, Polytech. They've come up since that. They had a little slump at the beginning of the season, but they've come up. They've won 6 straight, and they're looking pretty good.
Well, coming up next, we will have, or coming up later this week, I should say, Concord will face Appoquinimink. Number 19, Wilmington Charter will face number 18 in St. George's. Number 1 will host number 3, Cape Henlopen, welcoming Polytech. When we come back, though, from the commercial break, we'll be talking about soccer. It's up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
You asked for it and it shall be done.
I think they're all out here to see the new freshly shaved Pat Carey.
Can you blame them? Can you blame them?
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. I'm Benny Heespat, Jason Mitchell with us. Time to talk about soccer, looking at Division 2. St. Andrews staying pat at number 1, but again, changes at the bottom. Laurel in, Newark Charter in, Friends Stanford. They're out. What was the reason for those change-ups, Jason?
Laurel's off one of the hottest starts I've ever seen. I was waiting to see when they actually played somebody. They played St. Mark's yesterday and pulled off a double overtime win up here at St. Mark's. So maybe Laurel is for real this year if they improve to 10-1 with that win.
You look at it, Indian River climbing up 2 spots after another solid week, Jason. What is it about these down south teams that makes them so good?
Yeah, it's just that it seems like they thrive in soccer. I mean, they're really good in soccer, and Indian River had another strong week in Division 1. You'll see Cape and Cesar Rodney up there, so it seems like down south is the powers for soccer.
Well, upcoming games this week for Division 2 soccer. Number 18 will face the number 17, Conrad and Archmere. Tower Hill will face the number 1 team in St. Andrews. Good luck, Tower Hill. And Newark Charter will face the St. Mark's Spartans. That game Tuesday at 3:45. Moving on to Division 1, Salesianum, number 1 in our poll. Number 1 more than likely, or top 3 at least in the nation. Salesianum continues on to have a great season. Some other shakeups though. Number 19 going to 14 dropping all the way down to number 9. What happened to Sussex Tech this week?
Yeah, Sussex Tech had a tough week. They lost to St. Mark's 5-1. Lost to Cesar Rodney. And also lost to Cape Henlopen. Not bad losses, but it was that you get 3 losses in a row, it's going to drop you. But I think they're still a good team, and I wouldn't count them out just yet.
The matchup we were all talking about last week was Salesianum Apple. Sally's wins 2-0. What was that game like, Jason? How did that one really turn out? Was it close? Does it look like there's some hope for Apple?
If you looked at the stats, they both had 12 shots. Sally's had 1 more on target. Appo had more corner kicks. So it looks like Appo played them evenly. Just Sally's capitalized. They got the 2 goals, and that's what makes them a really good team. They, in a close matchup like that, they know how to finish.
That's something to keep an eye on come playoff time here, Ben. It might not just be the cakewalk that Sally's has been used to getting.
And we'll have to see about that. Some other scores: Cape Henlopen beating Polytech 1-0. Wilmington Charter beating Conrad 2-0. St. George's Tech continuing to play very consistent. going from 8-5 after their win over Newark Charter. What is this St. George's Tech team? Are they something that a lot of other teams in the top 5 should be looking out for?
Yes, they tied Tower Hill. Their losses to St. Andrews and Caravel, two pretty good teams in Division II. So I think St. George's Tech is for real. They have beaten all the Division I teams they've played so far, so they're on to a good start. They're going to try and they'll play APA later in the year, and that will be for Flight A title.
Well, speaking of APA tournament, they will face the number 18 Wilmington Charter on the road tomorrow. Division I's Newark will face DMA, and St. George's Tech will face APA tournament, as you said, next Tuesday. Quick commercial break. When we come back, it's time for volleyball on 302 Sports Weekly.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome back. 136 Astro Shopping Center, folks. Come out, enjoy the party. A lot of people here, packed house to go see Irving Mims and DMA, of course. We'll talk to them later. Right now, it's time to talk about volleyball, Pat.
Yeah, exactly right. You look at the movement going on. A new #1 this week, Ben.
Yes, a new #1. Padua going from 2-1. Ursuline moving up from 3-2. Tower Hill falling from 1-3. What was the week like for Tower Hill?
Well, Tower Hill, they lost to Padua to start the week, 3-0. And then Conrad took them to 5 sets before Tower Hill prevailed in an awesome matchup Friday before the Sally's Middletown football game. So that was a treat to see a little bit of that. Both teams, Tower Hill, they'll be there at the end. I think they will. It's just a little rough stretch in their schedule.
It's been a milestone year this year,
yes,
Ben, in multiple sports, especially in volleyball. We had another one this week. And for the second straight week, Padua knocked off the top 10 team in that game. I think it was that game. It might not have been that game. But it was at some point this week. Padua senior Emily Jerome recorded her 1,000th career kill. Now, not many players get to accomplish this feat in the state of Delaware. And us here at 302 Sports want to congratulate Emmy on that fantastic accomplishment and such a great career. And I saw it. I saw it online, the video of it. Wouldn't want to get in the way of that one, man. Would not want to get in the way of that one.
And it was at St. Elizabeth's last night where she
the Vikings
pulled off the accomplishment. And I would not want to be anywhere near any of her kills. And 1,000 kills is unbelievable. That's almost averaging 20 a game for 4 years.
It's incredible.
It's a lot.
Hey, Jerome can jam him through the floor. Tower Hill beating Conrad 3-2. Red Lion beating Caravel 3-0. St. Mark's beating Wilmington Charter by a score of 3-2. Not a lot of shakeups in the bottom half of the rankings in terms of wins and losses. Are we starting to see how the ranking, these are the teams that are going to play out the rest of the season? Are Are we starting to see that now?
Yes. One team to watch out for would be DMA. They started the year 1-7. They've won 4 straight. They're getting back to the old DMA team that we're accustomed to seeing. They're not in the top 10 yet, but I wouldn't count them out. The 2-time defending champs look like they might make a run like they did last year.
And you look at it's a busy week this week, Ben, Jason. I mean, a lot of great games. Let's just start at Conrad, number 9, taking on number 7, Redline. That's tomorrow at 5:15. Number 2, Ursuline visits Wilmington Charter as well tomorrow at 6:15. Padua goes to Archmere Friday night, 6:15 start. St. Mark's takes on Padua as they visit the Pandas Tuesday, 7:15. And then Archmere taking on Ursuline Tuesday at 7:15 as well. There's going to be some shakeups potentially coming up again next week.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of big matchups. I believe 302 Sports is going to live stream the Padua Archmere game Friday night, so tune in there to watch that one. I think it's going to be a great matchup and a great week for volleyball. Their playoffs start November 2nd, so that's right around the corner. So they only have 2 weeks left in the season. So this is the weeks that these teams are going to start making their runs.
We still got plenty of volleyball left to be played and plenty of the show left. 302 Sports Weekly returns with Irving Mims. It's coming up next.
He began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began its unique image open for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 19 focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create. Unique image.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley, cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
That's it, man.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pinella, Pat Garianis. Joining us on set is Irving Mintz. Irving, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, Irving, you're a part of IM Sports. We'll get to that in a second. But you're a former professional football player. Can you kind of talk about your career?
So I went to, I grew up down south in South Carolina. I went to a small college, Benedict College, and then from there, I went to Indy to the Combines, did pretty good there, and then I got invited to the Miami Dolphins training camp. I spent a year and a half with the Dolphins until I tore my ACL and MCL. I rehabbed back, went to the Atlanta Falcons for a little bit, was on their practice squad for about 6 months, and then they released me. And then sat home for a little bit, tried to figure out what my life was going to be. Got a phone call from one of my good friends, Damon. Damon said he was playing arena football, and I asked him about, like, what is that about? And he was like, oh, we play indoors and stuff like that. So I was like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm cool. So I sat home for about almost a month, and Devon called me back again. He was like, what's up, Mims? We really want you out in the arena football. So that was pretty good. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Can you talk about just what those experiences playing professional football have done as far as helping you in what you're doing now, as far as coaching and being a mentor? What kind of lessons did you learn there that have helped you?
Oh, football, it brings so many life lessons. I mean, the average football player that's walking around now, I mean, you gotta look at certain things for what they are. You gotta deal with, if you're on a team of 35 players, that's 35 personalities that you have to deal with. So you have to get along with pretty much everybody to accomplish one goal, and that's to win a championship. So football teaches you a lot of life lessons that you got to learn, and you can transfer that to your everyday walk of life. As far as the training side, me being a trainer, I had no idea I was going to be a trainer after I retired 6 years ago.
Right.
I started out helping out after I retired, helping out with youth football a little bit. I got a chance to work with some really good kids. One of the parents was like, would you work with my son on handoffs and throwing and stuff? So I wound up working with this one kid, and after that, it was just like all of the parents were coming to me, hey, could you train my kid? Can you do that? So that's when IM Sports was born, pretty much.
So you retire from football and you get into IM Sports. Kind of talk about the decision leading up to starting that.
Like I said, I was pretty much training kids, a little here, a little there. So I winded up opening up IM Sports because of the need for true football training in Delaware. I feel as though it's a lot of training companies out here in Delaware, but none of them really specialize in football. I'm pretty much the only guy in Delaware that's a trainer that really specializes and focuses on football. I see a lot of guys that are trainers, that are baseball trainers. Delaware is very well known for baseball.
Yes.
Let's all look at the facts of there. You have a lot of great baseball players that came out of Delaware, but you also got a lot of good football players that come out of Delaware, but they don't know the proper training. A lot of them are behind the curve when it's time to go to college. So when they get to college and they see 50, 60 people out there that's being recruited, the intensity of those workouts are much, much higher than what they're used to in their regular everyday school workouts. So at IM Sports, we provide that window that when you get to college, you're going to be absolutely ready for whatever they got to throw at you. So that's what I offer at IM Sports. The level of training is so much different from what you're ever going to see in the Delaware area.
One thing that stood out to me on your website was in your mission statement. This is a quote. It says, "Success is measured by our ability to maintain enthusiasm between failures." This kind of stuck out to me because I'm currently involved in coaching at the high school level, and so many athletes nowadays hang their heads in defeat.
Right.
How do you get these guys to buy into that mindset and commit to being successful?
Well, you got to look at it like this. Everybody, like me, I told you I had the ACL and the MCL tear. That was a battle. That was a battle to come back from. And on top of that, I had to battle, losing my son, and he was 2 years old to a car accident. So all of that, I battled through that. So who could better explain and get kids to a certain level that they need to get to than a person that's truly been through some serious hardships in their life and some serious battles. So I'm one of those people that God placed me in a certain place for a reason, and he put me in certain situations to prepare me for IM Sports. And I didn't understand that at the time, but as I sit back and I have interviews with guys like you and interviews with different coaches and stuff like that, I always reflect back. I was like, man, I always asked myself when I first went through that, like, why me? And that's the answer that I got from it.
Irving, you've spent some time in Delaware, and I want to backtrack a bit to your point about IM Sports. You talked about the level of football being played in Delaware. What's your personal opinion on the level of football being played in Delaware right now?
The level of football in Delaware, if I had to rate it right now, it's came a long way since I've been here, about 6.5, 7 years. I would say Delaware is like in the middle of the pack right now. It's you got a lot of kids that are choicing into schools now, so a lot of these teams are being built on. It's like the LeBron James sweet state going on right now.
It is.
But everybody being able to choice into schools versus I don't know how old you guys are, but in my age, if you lived on this side of the block, you went to this school.
Right.
Versus now, you get to choice in where you want to go. So most of these kids are taking the LeBron James approach and getting all their buddies together, and they're building these powerhouse teams. So that's pretty much what you got going on here. And everybody that's left over, they kind of like filter in at other schools. So if you're one of these schools that kids are just kind of filtering in, you have to bring something new to the table to make kids want to come to your school. It's not always going to be about academics when it comes to football. Kids want to go to a winning program, so you have to bring a winning atmosphere to your program. And I think a lot of these coaches are behind when it comes to that. I think the way we grew up, these kids are bigger, stronger, faster. So the drills have got to be top notch. You can't run the drill that you had when I was younger, where you line up on this side, you line up on this side, and you ram into each other. 85% of the tackles are angled tackles. They're not straight up tackles. 10% of the hits in football are only straight up hits. 85% of them are just angled tackles, and a lot of what I see when I go out to high school games, I don't see them that angle and that pursuit tackle. So that's where the shadow man comes into play at.
It's interesting you bring up the shadow man. We actually want to talk about that right now.
Okay.
What kind of got you, first things first, how did you find out about the shadow man, and what are its benefits, I guess is the best way to put it.
So, you ready? Okay. So we're looking at the shadow man right now. So how I rugby football is real popular in Ireland. So the guys that build shadow man is from Ireland. So I was just surfing through the net one day because I was going to buy different hitting devices. Well, the shadow man is like no other device that you're ever going to see. Now they have what you call a pitch count on how many times you can hit each other in practice now. Okay, shadow man eliminates that. If the kid is tackling every day and he's tackling this device every day, then you get he can transfer that to the field. So that's what shadow man brings to the table. And for me, it was a game changer because I can put my athletes, if you can see, some of them can tackle, some of them not tackling. You got one of my quarterbacks here. I always do crazy things with my quarterbacks. If you can see, we got 2 flags up right here, and he has to put that ball right between the middle of that pack. So when I say that I'm different from most trainers and I specialize in football, that's exactly what I do. And you can see all of my videos that you're not going to see that nowhere else around here in the Delaware area.
Yeah, I think the great thing about the shadow man is that you can effectively teach the art form of tackling without putting kids in danger. And that's a huge step from what I've been able to research and looking at the videos of what you're doing. I think it's awesome, and it's something that everybody else in the state needs to take, grab onto.
Yeah, I think a lot of coaches are in certain positions and they don't want to look at the new wave of doing things. You kind of got your rough coaches, they're stuck in their ways. But I think a lot of coaches, if they open up their eyes and see the different things that shadow man can bring to the table for them, then they'll really truly see that it's going to help, with their tackling and in their practicing. A lot of times when I have free times, I get to go around to different high schools and stuff like that, and I look at their practices and stuff like that. A lot of the times you have a lot of coaches just talking to the kids. Whereas fact that if you had a shadow man or something like that, you don't have to talk about the hit. You can initiate the hit, and then after he's finished hitting, then you can talk about it. I feel like it's okay to talk as a coach and talk about what you're going to do and things like that. But these kids nowadays, it's repetition. It's repetition, and I see a lot of things where a lot of missed tackles are happening because, like I said, they have a pitch count on how many times you can tackle during the week. And if you have a device like this, a shadow man, where it can only be stationed, but you can also move it around and different things like that. And you can go without helmet, you can go with equipment, you can go without equipment with the shadow man. And I think that's the unique part of having a shadow man, to where you don't have to have equipment to have it on. And the typical practice hitting dummy, you have another player and you're holding it, and he's like fearing for his life because he don't want you to knock him upside the head like that. With the shadow man, he's stationed by himself, and you can hit him, or you can move the shadow man around in different angle and pursuit tackles, and you can tackle.
The Irish, they always make good stuff. Irving, I'm so impressed by your knowledge about football. I have one last question for you. Mm-hmm. Being that you played for a long time, you played at the level you did, what important lesson have you learned that you can tell a kid dreaming of football that's watching this right now that he needs to know?
The most important thing I would tell kids that are watching right now is focus on your school. Take it one thing at a time. It's nice to have a big dream to play in the NFL, but the most important thing is it's life after football. And life after football is real and it's tough. So if you can focus on one goal, make your one goal is to get that scholarship to go to college. Don't make don't put all your eggs in the basket and think that just because you're this awesome player in Delaware or wherever you're at, that you're going to make it to the National Football League. Because the numbers don't add up for you to truly make it. But the numbers do add up for you to get a college education and a scholarship. Especially now, like all you got to do is have the grades and a little bit of talent right now, and you will get a scholarship. So the most important thing I would tell kids, shoot for the scholarship first. And let all the chips lie to where they're going to land at for you to play in the NFL. If it's meant for you to play in the NFL, you will get scouted and people will see you. Absolutely. Especially with the power of YouTube right now. They didn't have that when I was growing up right now, so you'll definitely get in there.
Plug for 302 Sports. Irving, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
Irving
it.
Mims from IM Sports. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll come back and we talk about more football, high school football in the state of Delaware. It's up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
That was awesome.
Yes.
To 302 Sports Weekly. Thank you everyone for coming out. I'm Benny. Pat, thanks again to Irving Mims for coming out as well, and a great interview.
That was
Jason's
awesome.
back with us. It's time to talk about high school football, but first, Pat, we're recapping our previous Spotlight Game of the Week.
This is it. Big Spotlight Game of the Week. Middletown coming up north to visit Salesianum. Let's just jump right on in. Here. 6-minute drive, and on third down, Zach Wynn tries to get in, cannot. Middletown comes up with the stop. It's going to be fourth down and goal here, Benny. I mean, what do you think? Now, you had a chance to call this game. This is Salesianum Middletown, right? We're not kicking field goals.
No.
Right? We're not kicking field goals. Coach Bill Nenardo says, get back in the huddle. Let's run a play, right? They come out, they line up. This is just smash mouth football coming up. Smash mouth football. You can see the full house backfield here from Salesianum. Boom, touchdown run. Carson Salvo opens up the scoring on fourth and goal. It's 7-0. Salesianum takes the lead, and they're in good shape right about now. Starting this one off. And then after we finish this one up, Middletown then has a long drive to run out the quarter. Sally's holds them though. On a fourth down, you see Kenny Edlin getting stopped at the 30-yard line. Turnover on down. Salesianum has all the momentum in this one early on. Middletown struggling to get things going. Now look at this play. Zach Wynn. He looks like Donovan McNabb against the Cowboys circa 2006, where he's just running back and forth, makes a throw opposite of his throwing side on the run to Donardo for a 35-yard touchdown. I think we just might see that later on tonight in our top play segment. Place is going absolutely bonkers. You were there. The atmosphere had to be nuts. Am I right, Ben?
The stadium was rocking.
It was unbelievable. The celebration, top-notch as well. The place is going wild. The ensuing kickoff, Ernest Washington, we can see how far this thing goes, picks it up on a bounce. There's no way. Look at this. He's completely wrapped up. There's no way. He's got to be down, right? No, he's not. And he's to the house. Unbelievable. Coming out of the pack, 99-yard touchdown run. Middletown's on the board. He looks at the fans. He says, "Are you not entertained?" Like Maximus Meridius from Gladiator. Ben, it's unbelievable. 13-7, Middletown hanging around in this one, trying to make something happen. Once again, you might see that later on in this show. Now, with 11 seconds left into the half, it's 4th down. Middletown decides to go for it. 4th and about 9. You can see Drew Fry drops back, rolls to the right, calls the pressure. Look at this throw on the run, and look at the catch by Nick Johnston. Unreal, Ben. He tells the fans, "Shh, we're still here. We're still here now." Diving catch, he says, Randy Moss, straight cash, homie. Straight cash. Diving catch for the touchdown. We're tied up at 13. Middletown does not get the extra point. So we're at 13 all at the half. Now, late third quarter after Middletown turnover on downs, I believe this ball's tipped, and Gwynn is intercepted on the play by Tamar Teagle, who goes the distance for the first lead of the game for Middletown. The number 1 Cavaliers hop on top, 19-13. Once again, I believe you might see this later on in the show. Teagle says, "Come up top, let me get some." Yaga, not quite getting it. Now, this one ends. Both teams would not come close to scoring. Late in the 4th quarter, Fry hits Eaglin for a key first down that really seals the victory. Whitehead then runs for another first down that gets us to what you're looking at right now, the victory formation. As the number 1 team in the state, the Middletown Cavaliers, stay undefeated and come up big on a road test against Salesianum after trailing 13-0 in this one. Overall impressive performance, in Middletown just really looks like a tough team to beat, Benny.
Yeah, it was one of those games. Me and Jason were on the call. Tale of two halves there. Salesianum had all the momentum, and then the rest of the game happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. That kickoff return changed the whole complexion of that game, man.
And they can hold them on 4th down right before the half.
Yeah.
Again, different game. But anyway, that was that game. Now it's time to talk about this week. Middletown staying pat at number 1. Salesianum, there's no shame in losing to Middletown. Staying pat at number 2. Smyrna there as well. Sussex Central continues their rise and staying at number 4. But an unranked team, St. George's Tech, finding their way back in the top 10. Cape Henlopen bounced out after a loss to CR. Some other finals, you have Middletown beating Sally's, obviously. Hodgson upsetting William Penn. That's a big win for Hodgson. And Smyrna beating Sussex Central. Jason, which one of those wins was the most impressive for you?
I would say Hodgson. They went in and they just beat William Penn at their own game. They just ground and pounded them and was able to win it pretty impressively on the road up there at William Penn. Not an easy place to play.
No.
They went in there and they dominated from the opening kickoff to the end, and that's a big win for that Hodgson team.
I agree with you, Jason. Everybody talks about Middletown, Sally, Smyrna, and to an extent William Penn. Hodgson's a team they're sneaky good now. That's a good football team. Right, we saw them last week play against DMA, and that was a great game. This team's going to make some noise. They're going to ruffle some feathers. Another game on there was Smyrna, Sussex Central. Me and Nick Halliday were actually down there doing a game for Fox Sports 1290. That score is very deceiving here, Ben. It was 24-13 with about 8 minutes to go in that one. Central scored a touchdown that would have got them within 4 points. Phantom penalty call moves them back. They get stopped. Will Knight then goes off for like 4 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes of the game, and they really expand that one in what ended up being a decisive victory for Smyrna. So don't sleep on Central either. They're going to remember all those late touchdowns come playoff time. Keep an eye on a possible rematch there.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good teams this year for high school football in the state of Delaware. A lot of very good matchups coming up for Division I as well. William Penn will face Salesianum. Interesting game there. CR will face Sussex Tech. Polytech and Sussex Central. Is Polytech for real? We'll find out.
Yes, we will.
Number 1 team, Middletown, They go out of state to face Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. An out-of-state game that, I mean, we never know what's going to happen to these out-of-state teams. A big test for Middletown.
Yeah, it's a big road test for them, and see, they've for years wanted to play an out-of-state team, but because of the Flight A having play 8 games, they could never do that. As soon as that changes to a charter leaving, they jumped on the opportunity to go out of state and play a game. They want to test themselves in week 7 here.
Well, as we move on to Division 2, a change at the top. Friends, the new number 1, following what is arguably the biggest upset of 2017 in the state of Delaware.
Oh, yeah.
Woodbridge falling to Milford, and it really wasn't close. 20-6, a shocking win. We got to talk about it. That's the 300-pound elephant in the room, Jason. What happened to Woodbridge?
I think Milford came out and wanted revenge for losing to them last year. And they came out and I think they took it to them from the opening kickoff. Their defense was all over the place. That's not an easy offense to shut down. And Milford did that. And I think that fed off their home crowd. It was nice to have the game at Milford this year. And they were able to pull it off, and what a big win that is for that Milford program.
You're right, a team that just continues to climb. DMA, we're going to talk to them a little bit later. They get another grinded-out victory, 14-12 over Archmere. This team just keeps winning. They just keep going. Yeah. Are they surprising, perhaps, maybe a team to beat in this?
Yeah, I really think so. And the thing about that's a tough Diamond State game against a very good Archmere team. And it was a nice win for that DMA team. And it doesn't get any easier this week. They got St. Mark's, so their schedule is one of the toughest in the state of Delaware.
You look at some other matchups. Milford making it in, Glasgow getting bumped out. Obviously, Milford, you're going to get in when you have a big win like that. Archmere, they move up from 10 to 9, and some other victories. You have St. Mark's beating Howard, Friends beating St. Elizabeth's, and AI DuPont continuing. They beat Glasgow. Yes. Okay, so I guess the question is AI DuPont for real?
I think they are, yeah. And that was a tough double overtime win against a very good Glasgow team. AI, like I said, their schedule is a little weak at the beginning of the year, but it's coming on strong here. I think they're a team to watch out for in the Division II field here.
Yeah, they're a sneaky team, no doubt about it. Now, a couple key matchups this week. Howard, who's a really talented, non-ranked team, visiting AI Friday night at 7 o'clock. See if AI can keep it going there. Number 1, Friends, is visiting Tatnall Saturday at 2 p.m. And then, of course, what's going to end up being our game of the week, number 5, St. Mark's, visiting DMA Saturday at 7. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, good weekend in Division II football. A lot of great teams playing each other. This is where we'll see that shake-up for the state tournament. A lot happened in this week of football right here.
Our spotlight game of the week, St. Mark's DMA. We'll be talking to Seahawks coach Ryan coming up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley
Hooters, have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
these guys. It's got to be the love for these guys.
That clap means it's time to talk about our 302 Spotlight Game of the Week. DMA will face the Spartans of St. Mark's, my alma mater. Take it easy on them, please.
Yeah,
Don't. Might be the other way around.
Yeah, don't.
So let's talk about this game. Coach Ryan and TJ Thomas, thank you guys very much for being on the show. Very successful season for you guys so far. Coming up, you're facing the number 5 team in our rankings, St. Mark's. What's going through your mind going into this game?
St. Mark's is a very dangerous team, extremely well coached. John Wilson and his staff, I think, are one of the top staffs in the state of Delaware. And they're going to be well prepared to play us. So we're just trying to take each day by day, and try to get better. We're trying to worry about DMA right now, and then we're going to get after it a little bit on Saturday night.
That's it. You look at, Coach, you guys started playing back in 2011, and St. Mark's got you guys pretty good the first 4 years, but the last 2 you've kind of returned the favor. What's switched over these last couple of years that's kind of given you guys the edge over them?
That's a good question. I think it starts with guys like TJ, and we brought in a new coaching staff a couple years ago, and just the kids buying into what the coaching staff has been doing and believing in themselves, and just the culture at DMA that they believe that they can win games like this.
TJ, you're listed at 6'5", 250 pounds.
It says 290 here, Ben.
290?
You're selling them short. You're selling them short.
My mistake. You've definitely been eating good. You've definitely been doing your push-ups. But you're not even the only guy that big on your team. The team has a lot of size. What's it like to play on a team with that much size and use that as your advantage?
It's a lot of fun. We love to run the ball. We're big up front, so it's pretty easy for us. We have a lot of fun. We enjoy it. So.
That's what it's all about.
TJ, once again, you guys are big up front. You're huge. Who, though, has been kind of like an underdog that you guys have played the past couple of years where you're like, all right, these guys are smaller than us, but dang, they were pretty tough. Is there any specific opponent that you could turn to and say?
I think St. Mark's fits that bill.
Okay.
They're a very tough opponent. Underrated a lot of times, so they're a tough opponent. We're going to have fun with them this week.
TJ, you block for Corona Lane, and linemen sometimes don't get that much love, but I guess now's your chance to tell Corona, hey, throw some our way. But no, what's it like to block for a talented kid like Corona Lane?
Every play he can score, and I think he's a very humble kid, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, looking at the matchup, Coach, what does St. Mark's do that could potentially cause some problems for you guys?
Well, they're good across the board. The quarterback has really grown in the past year, and he's also become more effective since week 1. So, we've been watching them pretty closely. It's a big game for us, and we've been able to see them improve each week, especially at the quarterback position. So he's a threat running the ball as well as passing the ball, and he does a good job being a field general out there as well. So he's a dangerous player.
TJ, breaking down the film this week, looking at St. Mark's, what are some things that you've noticed that you, as a lineman, need to adjust to when you're playing the Spartans?
I think they're extremely good at what they do. They run a similar offense to us. As long as we do what we do best, I think we can come out with the win.
And once again, Coach, obviously you got guys like TJ up front and Corona Lane. What do fans have to look forward to as far as your team goes in this one as potential keys and key players?
Well, this group of kids has definitely created an identity for DMA football in their own right. Our identity is a little bit different than it was last year and a little bit different than it was the year before. So we're adapting to our strengths. But we definitely need to show a little bit more of diversity in our offense this week to be successful, and we've been working on that this week in practice.
Coach is talking about, of course, the matchup DMA versus St. Mark's. Right now we're going to turn to Nick Alessandrini to talk about what's happening on our poll real quick. We're not, excuse me.
Not yet.
All right, we're going to have one more question. Okay. Coach, you're ranked number 2 in our rankings. You continue to have a very successful season. Going forward, what's your goal at this point? Is it to win the state championship?
Well, our goals are simple. Our first goal is to get better every day. That's what we're trying to do. Our second goal is to make the playoffs. So we got to make the playoffs before we can win a state championship. And this year we added the goal of winning the first ever Diamond State Conference banner. So if we can reach those goals, then we'll start thinking about a state championship. But we're just worried about Saturday night right now.
TJ, just to piggyback off of that, yeah, you guys are ranked number 2. Does it feel a little bit different having the bullseye on your back now as opposed to chasing teams? Now you're kind of one of the top dogs. Does it change at all? Does it feel any more pressure or no?
Not at all. We don't personally look at the rankings very much. No disrespect.
Yep. No. Hey, I was there once. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
We just keep tunnel vision on our goals and do what we do.
It's great.
TJ, Coach, thank you guys very much for coming on the show today.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
I would say good luck this Saturday, but I don't think you'll need it. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking more about the Spotlight Game of the Week coming up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Thanks, guys.
Home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company.
Trust it. Just trust the process.
Their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Thank you again, everyone, for coming out. Thank you, Coach Ryan and TJ Thomas, for coming on the show. They were fantastic. Great to talk to them.
I'll tell you, every time we get a chance to talk to anybody from DMA, the more impressive that school is. I mean, it's a great establishment with great people in there. So
we had a chance to hear from DMA. Now we're going to talk about St. Mark's on our 302 Sports Spotlight Game of the Week. We have our Twitter poll question. Nick Alessandrini, give us an update.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Big shout out DMA for coming on tonight. Thank you to them. So big game again this week between St. Mark's and DMA, and this is our closest fan bowl to date. We have a perfect 50-50 split. 50% St. Mark's, 50% DMA for this week. So
means you gotta watch.
Should be a good one. Back to you guys.
That's it. Hey,
means you gotta watch this Saturday.
It makes sense because both of these teams they possess similar strengths, and I can't wait for it. That's awesome that it's tied up. So get out there and vote. You might be the difference in the poll question.
At 302 Sports on Twitter. All right, Jason, we have you back on to talk about St. Mark's. What are some key players going into this game against the Seahawks that the Spartans have that they have to lean on?
I like the running back, Andrew Watkins. He's having a great season for the Spartans. And their quarterback, Jelante Bryant, he's growing into that position first year as a starter. He's come on strong the last couple of weeks. He's making St. Mark's a team to remember. After that loss to Caravel in week 2, the Spartans have won 4 straight, and they have looked good in those 4 games.
You look at it here, Jay. Passing the ball, it kind of seems like tight ends are where they go. You look at Cole Ballant and Victor Marcello, 8 catches, 108 yards and a touchdown, 9 catches, 157 yards and a touchdown, respectively. They seem to be a running-based offense, but they do, with those 2 right there, have some threats in the passing game, it seems.
Yeah, and because the running back is having a great season, it opens up the pass. And when you do play-action pass, the first person you're looking for are those tight ends. And so it fits in perfectly for the Spartans' game plan. Coach Wilson's doing a good job in that run-pass ratio, doing a real good job keeping the Spartans' offense off balance.
It's probably wishful thinking that the Spartans are able to somehow stop DMA from scoring, but defensively, who are some people that the Spartans have to turn to and get good games out of?
Matt Kynes, their safety, he's having an exceptional year. He's got offers to play Division I in Ivy League schools. He's having a great year.
45 tackles and 2 picks so far this year, yeah.
As a safety, as a defensive back, that's unheard of, the numbers he's putting up. And he will shut down other teams' top receivers, which makes it that much harder.
You look at it, up front, Joey Cartwright, nose guard, Benny. He's another guy to keep an eye on. 28 total tackles, 6 of them for loss, 2.5 sacks leading the Spartans, as well as Tyler Shields, 4 tackles for loss, 28 total tackles, and a sack. Up front, they do have some big boys that can make plays. This is going to be a heck of a game. It's going to be a heck of a game. Both teams kind of evened up.
So I guess that being said, what are some keys that St. Mark's needs to hit to beat DMA?
St. Mark's, we saw DMA. They're big, physical team up front. St. Mark's has got to find a way to match them in the trenches. That's not an easy job, but that's what they're going to have to do, because St. Mark's likes to run the ball, and Watkins is having a great year. But they're going to have to open up the holes for him to have a good game, because that's the way you're going to have to beat DMA. You're going to have to do it on the ground, and you're going to have to do it through the trenches.
Yeah, you look at it, and once again, thanks to the St. Mark's coaching staff for sending this information so we can talk about it. To be able to talk about both teams like that, it really brings something and really gets you hyped up for the game. So once again, thanks to the St. Mark's coaches for reaching out to us. I can't wait for this one, Ben.
No.
It's going to be a good one. And both teams, like you said, present different parts of the game that they excel at, and we've looked at a couple of different players from each team. Just can't wait to line them up on Saturday night.
Get your votes in at 302 Sports on Twitter. When we come back, enough about our 302 Spotlight Game of the Week, which again you can watch on our YouTube channel. Come back, we'll have our grand finale, Pat, talking about local sports, and then the top 10 plays of the week.
Whoop! Sports Center. Brought to you by
Sports Weekly.
Your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com. He began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create.
302 Sports Weekly, live here from 136 National Shopping Center in Newark, Delaware, off the Kirkwood Highway. This is 302 Sports Weekly.
I'll tell you what, Ben, that was a heck of a voice you just threw on there. That was impressive, man.
Well, Pat, now it's time for us to take a look at local colleges in the state of Delaware. Start with University of Delaware. What their football team does.
That's it. Let's start off with the Blue Hens. The University of Delaware defense rose to the occasion once again this Saturday afternoon as the Blue Hens held off William and Mary to just 196 total yards, forcing 3 turnovers in a 17-0 CAA football victory before a spirited parents and family weekend crowd at Delaware Stadium. That had to be quite a scene down there at the Grottos on Main Street. Jamie Jarman of Indian River had 2 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown. Jarman now has caught a touchdown pass in 4 consecutive games, the 3rd longest streak in University of Delaware history and the longest by a UD player since All-American Eddie Conti during the 1998 campaign. Kenai Kane, formerly a Sussex Tech, led the rushing attack for UD. 12 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. He's been impressive this year, Ben. He's really doing a great job in that backfield. Troy Reeder, Salesianum, anchored the UD defense, totaling 9 tackles, 5 of them solo, with a sack. His brother Colby Reeder, also Salesianum, totaled 6 tackles with an interception. Ray Buck Jones of Hodson had 4 solo tackles, 2 assists. And the Hens this week will host Richmond as Coach Danny Rocco faces his old program this upcoming Saturday.
Should be very interesting. The Spiders of Richmond. We were talking about University of Delaware, time to look at Delaware State. They racked up a season high in points and total yards. However, it was not enough to beat Howard. 52-23. Howard comes away with the win. Delaware State has their homecoming loss in the MEAC contest at Alumni Stadium this Saturday afternoon. Teron Selby from St. George's, 5 catches, 110 yards. Bryson Elaine, 11 carries for 83 yards. However, again, not enough. The Hornets will host South Carolina State this weekend.
Be a good one to see what the Hornets can get back on track. Moving on to Wesley, the number 14 Wesley College football team notched a 29-9 NJAC win over the Kane Cougars as part of the Wesley homecoming festivities, or as my former high school coach Hempel would say, the homecoming hoopla. That's what he would say. Stefan Woodruff, formerly of St. George's, recorded 5 tackles, 2 tackles registered for a loss and a sack. The Wolverines will face Benny, your alma mater, man, Rowan University at home this Saturday. Are you going to take the trip?
Let's go Props, baby.
You going to take the trip or no?
I have University of Delaware.
That's it.
Can't take the trip.
Down there. That's right.
Hey, let's go Props, baby. Wesley Volleyball, the college women's volleyball team fell in 5 sets. Albernia 3-2. Lindsey Berg from Conrad collected 27 assists in the loss. Senior night, it's this Friday night against Penn State Harrisburg.
Penn State Harrisburg. Hey, you got it right that time. Conrad, not Concord. You're making improvements, bud. I got to give it to you. Let's move on. Wesley College field hockey team dropped a close 3-2 overtime decision to St. Mary's in Maryland in Capital Athletic Conference action on Sunday. The Wolverines got on board twice in the first half. Rebecca Dvorak was at the penalty stroke spot in the 16th minute and found Casey Fry of Milford, who finished off the left post for the opening goal of the contest. Jessica Barorner, formerly of William Penn, put the Wolverines' second goal on the board in the 25th minute when she shot it near post past the Seahawk goalkeeper. Emily Wagner, formerly of Middletown, made 2 defensive saves in the Wolverines, while Sydney Knott made 6 saves in goal for the Wolverines. The Wolverines will step out of CAC schedule when they take on the Newman Knights on the road on Thursday. Action scheduled to begin at 4 p.m. Newman, right over the border in Pennsylvania.
Yep. Well, Pat, a pair of second-half goals secured a 3-0 shutout victory for the Wilmington University men's soccer team over Central Atlantic College conference rival Post on Saturday for a senior day win at WU Athletic Complex. But it was the Wildcats that struck first. Redshirt freshman Jake Meyer from Salesianum got the scoring started in the 35th minute. Tom Garat found him on the far post off a corner kick for a one-time goal. Meyer's first goal as a Wildcat. The Wildcats outshot the Eagles 5-3 in the first half to earn more current corners in their 3-0 win. The Wildcats wrap up their non-conference schedule with a matchup against Bridgeport on Tuesday. First kick is scheduled at 4 p.m.
Now we move on. Goldie Beacom. The women's soccer flourished on senior day during its 6-2 CACC victory over Dominican, continuing their undefeated streak on newly renovated Nancy Churchman Solomon Field. The Lightning, now 10-3-1, 8-2 in conference, started the day off hot. Freshman Alana Speaks of my alma mater, St. Elizabeth, recognized the goalkeeper's disposition and scoring in the 3rd minute of this one. Goldie Beacom plays its next match versus Holy Family at Nancy Churchman Solomon Field. Last year's CACC quarterfinal rematch will start at 3 p.m. on Wednesday.
And finally, for Goldie Beacom volleyball, the freshman trio of Brianne Haley from Elkton, Maryland, Sydney Fulton from DMA, and Morgan Andrews tallied 16 kills, 36 assists, 20 digs, respectively. Sophomore Mackenzie Balderson from Fairfax, Virginia, chipped in with 13 digs.
Yeah, they did it. Unfortunately, they did fall to St. Rose 3-0 in that one, Benny.
Tough loss. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Delaware College athletes, and that's when we'll have our top 10 plays of the week. It's up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Brian Hadley joined Patterson Sports & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jeff in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Sports Associates offering you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Benny Pennell, alongside Pat Garianis. Now it's time for the grand finale.
That's it, yeah. We're gonna zip right through this one like Zip Recruiter. That's a terrible joke, but we'll just ignore it. Okay, here we go. Delaware Valley College football preseason All-American safety Sean Miller, formerly of Laurel, led the defensive charge with 6 tackles and 2 interceptions. in the Aggies' 49-14 win over King's College. Ben.
Salisbury Field Hockey, the number 9 Salisbury University Field Hockey team, hosted its 8th annual Corners for Cancer game on Wednesday night at Seagull Stadium, raising money and awareness for breast cancer research. Coming away with a 9-win win over Wesley College. That was the Seahawks, the Salisbury Field Hockey game. Tara Daddia from Caesar Rodney had a hat trick, all her goals came in the first half, scoring in the first 5 to 5. You never know what you're going to get here on the set here. She also scored a couple more times. Salisbury controlled play in the second half, but failed to find the back of the net until freshman Kameen Dennis from Polytech struck with the first of her career. Pat.
Hey, he was a little more polite than last week's. Yes. So he was a little more polite about that. All right, here we go. Moving on to Shepherd University football. Senior quarterback Connor Jessup, formerly of Virginia Tech, Ben, completed 19 of 34 passes for 253 yards and 3 touchdowns, while senior running back Jabri Lally of your former St. Mark's High School rushed for 27 times, 114 yards to lead Shepherd University to a 28-23 win over Fairmont State. Shepherd now 6-0 on the season in MEC football action. Jabri Lally rushed for 100 yards now 100 yards or more for the 5th time this season. Shepherd took a 21-14 advantage into the break when sophomore running back Patrick Griffin, formerly of Sussex Tech, scored on a 2-yard run with 26 seconds left in the half. Jessup teamed up with sophomore tight end DJ Cornish of Lake Forest on a 6-yard scoring pass with 5:36 left in the fourth quarter for the game-winning touchdown.
Well, in West Virginia action, our own David Sills goes off against Texas Tech and the Red Raiders, catching 3 touchdowns on 6 catches for 89 yards. Kid's impressive. Through 6 games, Sills has 12 touchdowns for 601 yards and 39 catches. You see in the video there, just an impressive receiver all in all.
It's hard to believe, Benny, this guy was committed to play quarterback at USC at 13 years old, and now he's doing what he's doing at wide receiver at a completely different school.
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if this stat is even close. He might lead the nation in touchdowns received.
I think he might. He's tied. Look, this kid was a heck of a quarterback in his own right, so that's impressive what he's doing. Also, former Salesianum tight end and basketball star. Let's not forget about that. Brian O'Neill had 1 catch for 10 yards and almost a touchdown. You're going to see this video right here. It's unbelievable what the big man can do. He's so nimble, catches the ball, and I'm telling you, if he just had a little more ups, he jumps over that defender for a touchdown. It's impressive what Brian O'Neill's able to do. Potential professional career awaiting him.
We'll have to see with that. For our athletes of the week, Pat, Smallwood being on the shelf with an injury. We have Elena Deladon in her offseason, so no athletes of the week. Our players of the week, though.
Yes.
Annie Matheny from Charter, the junior. She had a crazy week. Incredible numbers here. 50 kills, 42 digs, 5 aces, 3 blocks, 1 assist, as the Force split a pair of matches against top 10 teams.
That's it. And the Smyrna Will Knights continue to roll. Will Knight, who's been Mr. Everything. Did you catch that, or did that go over your head? I probably did. The senior running back from Smyrna gets our player of the week, yet again becoming the first multi-winner of the 302 Sports Player of the Week. Rushed for over 350 yards, Ben. Just think about that for a second. 7 touchdowns, including his 100th career touchdown as the Eagles passed the 4th-ranked Golden Knights. His touchdown runs were 4, 34 yards, 4, 3 yards, 74 yards, 53 yards, and 27 yards. He's getting it done every way possible. It's pretty clear the man to stop in Smyrna, yet nobody is able to do it, it seems like. It's unreal. Congratulations to him.
Equivalent of 3.5 football fields in 1 game.
He is. And he's approaching that record that's held by Jones. I think it's some Jones from Laurel. It was back when I played. I think it's Chris Jones, total yards. He's 540 yards away from it. So he's going to get that within the next couple of weeks.
He might get that next week. Who knows?
You never know.
Very impressive. Our game of the week again, St. Mark's versus DMA. You can of course see that at 7:30 on our YouTube channel. Pat, it's time for our top 10 plays of the week, buddy.
Oh, this is the best part of the day. Here we go. We're going to jump right on in. Number 10, Will. One of those touchdowns right here. This is a 53-yarder, And it's not a replay, ladies and gentlemen. All his touchdowns look the same, but he just turns the jets on. Nobody's going to touch him. 1 of 7 on the day. 100 career touchdowns for Will Knight. And he goes, you know what, here, I'm going to give the fans some love, fan love, like DJ Khaled. Congratulations, Will Knight, once again, in the big win.
We promise this is not a replay. Another one from Will Knight. He just makes one cut sometimes. Looks like he's going to be tackled, and then he breaks a... The guy's unreal.
He is. I mean,
he's unreal.
It's unreal what he's able to do. And that one's more impressive to me because of the tackle's broken. And then the speed. I mean, there's nobody catching him in the state of Delaware, it seems like. So, Will Knight continues. Once again, 46 to 13 was that final. Now number 8, Brendan Holder. This punt block return for a touchdown here for CR. This is incredible. The head-loping punter kind of struggles to get it off. It's like one of those NFL football follies. Holden picks it up, and he goes the distance here. Touchdown. Riders.
Shades of Darrow Ukrainian.
It's whatever that reference was, I'm sure it's phenomenal, Ben. I'm not really sure
Washington Redskins.
I believe you, Ben. I believe you. The celebration here is pretty good, too. Fired up as the Riders sail to victory.
Number 7, Tamar Teagle. We talked about this one in our recap of this matchup. Zach Wynn goes back to pass, throws just not long enough. Teagle returns it 40 yards for the touchdown. Big momentum swing for Middletown.
It was. They gave them the first lead of the game, and they never looked back after that one, Benny. Continuing their undefeated season.
They are, after witnessing what they can do, they are the number 1 team in the state of Delaware.
Now, I don't know if the video is going to go long enough, but the celebration deserves top play nomination itself. Look up, we cut it off, of course. Number 6, this catch here by Nick Johnston in Middletown is unbelievable. He's got a little Wes Welker in him, it seems like, in the slot. Fry throws a dime on the run, first of all, but that catch, you can't cover that. No. You can't cover that. He shushes the Salesianum crowd, who have been known to get pretty loud there at Baynard Stadium.
Great
Middletown, once again, coming away, 19-13, the victory.
Who is Will Knight again?
He's the Smyrna mascot. The Smyrna Will Knights is what they're called.
He's just like, there's not even a defense there for Will Knight.
And this one just kind of rubbed it in. This was late in the game. He makes a heck of a diving play here to get into the pylon. At this point, he just completely took Sussex Central's soul.
Using the circle button.
That was a jump cut. That was out of Madden. You're right. Number 4, Kevin Robinson, 94-yard TD run here, shedding tackles. Look at this. Gets through the initial plug here, and you're like, there's no way anyone's catching him. He's gone. The hustle here by the Cape player needs to be acknowledged. Can't quite see a number on it, but that was a heck of an effort there.
Gave it the old college.
He didn't tackle him, but still did not give up on the play. I liked it. Heck of a run though, to keep your footing despite getting hit from behind. And you see right there, CR kind of rolled in this one.
He gave it his old college try. Gotta give him credit for that. Number 3, this was the big momentum turner versus Salesianum from Middletown.
This is unbelievable, man.
Again, I called this game, caught it on the bounce. I thought he was down.
You said it. I mean, you go back, you watch the replay.
Here. I thought he was tackled, but they teamed him to finish, son. And he did not. But Washington did. 99 yards.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you said it on air. You're like, oh, he's tackled there at about the 25-yard line. No, he's not. He's gone. Then he says, I love the look. He's like, are you not entertained by that? Are you not entertained? Unreal. Number 2, Andrew Rosenbaum, the game-winning goal for Archmere at Talon Energy Stadium. Look at this through ball, bro. First of all, that is a tactitious pass.
But to think of what they went through.
Whoever's doing the camera in this game is not doing a good job there. He said, that's why I said it. And then what makes this goal even more special is that beautiful slide for the celebration.
A lot of emotion in that one.
Yes, exactly. Of course, the Penn Strong game.
This is the number 1 play. Zach Wynn, we said it, looks like McNabb.
He does, man.
04-03 against the Cowboys. Rolling out, thought he was going to be sacked, rolled to the side, threw one across his body to Michael DiNardo for a touchdown.
And let me tell you, Ben,
Salesianum up 13-0.
and the block was great too, but let me tell you, Benny, to throw the ball like that, running away from your throwing side, that accurate and that far, that's special arm talent.
That was impressive because it gave Salesianum a 13-0 win. At that point, we thought, could an upset happen? Fortunately, it didn't, but for Salesianum, an impressive showing nonetheless. Impressive showing out here. Gotta thank the fans for coming out. Packed house here at Hooters.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, the atmosphere here is awesome, and whenever we can get people in here to watch, it just makes the show that much better. So if you're watching out there, get your school involved. If you want to be on the show, let us know. We'll get you on. There's plenty of stuff going on within the state. We can't find everything. We have to be told every now and then what's going on. So come to us. We'd love to have you on, and hopefully we can get you down here at Hooters.
This is the ultimate fan-driven show, 302 Sports Weekly. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you for watching. And that is a wrap, Pat.
That's it, yeah. Don't forget, DMA St. Mark's Saturday night on 302 Sports, the spotlight game of the week. Make sure to check it out.
That's on Saturday night. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.